app that you're launching with Unlimits that
Sure.
you're going to launch to the world?
So I'll break this down into three parts, I think. First, I'll start with explaining, I would say, the science of manifestation, because it is a misunderstood word. Some people will say it's woo-woo. It doesn't just happen. You put a picture. I guess when The Secret came out, all it said was you put up pictures, it happens magically to you. People get disappointed.
Right.
So if I were to say it in a very layman's perspective, there is a part of the brain called the reticular activation system. In coaching, it's called RAS.
Okay.
So what happens is, now let's say, for example, you decide today to buy a Tesla. You go to the showroom, and when you're out in the road, you suddenly start to notice Teslas.
Right.
Because your reticular activation has woken up and you're noticing things you wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Right.
Simplest way to look at what manifestation is.
Right.
It's attracting outcomes because you already know. So we said if we can turn dreamers into doers and doers into dreamers, and that subset will become an app.
Yeah.
Then it was the science of how do you create technology which simplifies it without being overwhelming.
Hello and welcome everyone to another wonderful episode of Upodd. And today we have again with us in the season Meet the Boss, a wonderful boss who believes in the power of manifestation, a branding expert, someone who knows how to make dreams come true for himself and for the world, and is on the journey for unleashing technology, AI, and the power of thinking, the power of dreaming, all in one super app, the superpower app that we are going to discuss today. So please join me to welcome Sajith Ansar today on the show with us. Thank you so much, Sajith. We are so looking forward to have you and to discuss about your journey with us today.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to this.
Great. So Sajith, we love to have bosses on our show, and what you are doing is helping people be their own boss, which is a wonderful thing, which is something we all envision to do one day or the other. So tell us something about your journey of being your own boss first. What made you think about, making this possible through technology and through your vision?
Sure. So I went to a design school called NID in Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
And I think I went to the design college and always, it was very clear I wanted to be an entrepreneur. For some reason, since I was a kid, I was very clear it was going to be entrepreneurship. And when I left design school, most designers become very creative.
Yeah.
It's purely right brain thinking. So I worked with a mentor for 4 years. It's somebody I was looking up to. Completely nothing to do with what I do. Manufacturing company, corrugated cartons.
Okay.
And I think I learned most of my chops with business with him. Still in touch. He still works as a mentor for me. And I think by the time I was 23, 24, I was almost leading a part of the company.
Okay.
I continued there. He sent me to IIM, did a 1-year management program. And so when I was actually going to set up in Ahmedabad, the plan was always that I was going to set up something. In fact, he gave me a floor saying, you start here, I'll support you. And around that time, I got married. My wife was born and brought up in Dubai.
Okay.
And I came here for DSF. At that time, I came with a full anti-mindset to Dubai.
Okay.
Saying that creative people can't do much work here. And I came here and I remember everybody saying, give me your CV. We look at it and I was like, no way, I'm not even looking at this place.
Okay.
And I'm going to go back and set up. And I had taken a place. I had done it up to surprise my wife because she was going to move to Ahmedabad. And I remember going to IKEA, doing all our shopping,
Okay.
etc. for India.
Yeah.
And it was around that time, and this is the shopping festival of 2001, when there was the first freehold was announced in Marina.
Right.
And there was hoardings all over Dubai, which was talking about media city, internet city. And the city looked like there's something's going to shift.
Yeah.
And when I did my research, there were no design companies at that time. There were multinational ad agencies. Nobody paid for design. Printers would do the logos.
Yeah.
So actually, if I did market research, I possibly wouldn't have started.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my wife that we'll go to IKEA.
Uh-huh.
If they take our stuff back and they have a return policy, then we'll look at Dubai. Otherwise, you're going back to India.
Okay.
So our decision was probably hinging on IKEA.
Right.
Of course, IKEA was they give the bill and they give
Yeah.
you the money back. And I first took a job for a few months to just understand
Right.
the market. And mentally, it was always I will at some point get into business. And luckily for me, it wasn't a high-paying job. Usually, it also happens. You lose your dream when you get too comfortable or you
Yes,
take a
of
large
course.
thing. So it was a smaller agency, and I probably learned how not to do business because salaries weren't paid on time. Most people were not happy working there, and I think newly married, 3 or 4 months not getting salary on time, and I randomly around that time got a call from a friend who said I moved to Dubai, and we should catch up. And he's found a common friend, and he in passing said, there's this radio station which is launching, and I'm the studio manager and very good, etc. Then he said, I met all these creative agencies, all the top ad agencies, but the work is missing a spark like you guys had in NID. So I just randomly said, I have an agency. Can I pitch?
Okay.
I don't know where that came from because I have no clue what advertising is.
Yeah.
I did product design, worked in a corrugated factory. So he said, yeah, why not? I went, got the brief, bought a computer, bought a book on advertising, and I went back with a campaign in 2 days, which was, I worked on at that time, of course, the only thing I was good at was probably bad jokes. So I made a whole campaign with puns and humor and stuff, and we won the campaign.
Okay.
So on the back of that, Idea Spice was born, and today that radio station is City FM, which is probably the top Hindi station. Right. That was my first client, so I was probably lucky, right place, right time. Probably had the guts to just say I have an agency. Took a shot, and that's how really the business journey started.
Amazing. So from box to out of box thinking, you really applied, I would say you took the risk. And like you said, maybe the universe was supporting you in all ways. 100%. Like, the IKEA agreeing to take back your furniture, meeting a friend, and then just saying, I have an agency. It all just came in perfect timing. But like you said, you always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I think it was that desire of yours that was so strong that probably carved the way for you. So why were you so inclined? What did you feel, lagged in not being an entrepreneur, not being your own boss? What would you have lagged in your journey?
Sure. Looking back, I think I had very big ideas or a large ambition, or there's always that, I don't know where this came from, but there was a self-belief that you're made for something much bigger. And so I think that clarity was there. And I think you caught on something interesting, that when you have a desire for something, it's almost like serendipity tends to happen to you.
Right.
And I guess all of us have signs or luck which happens. It's about being awake to it. So for me, I always had a sense that I've got to do something very different. Like for example, the company I was in was fantastic. I was learning, I was growing, but even there, even my boss would tell me you're meant for something else. And there's also the self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I get this principal in school who kept telling me you're meant for something. In fact, she thought I'm going to become the Prime Minister of India.
Okay.
She gave a speech saying that. I remember my grandfather would tell me, my parents would say, my boss would say. So I guess it's also, again, lucky to get the right mentors. Right. Always super tough, very rough, straightforward, blunt mentors. So I think it's a combination of these people plus something which makes you feel that you can adapt, you can learn really fast.
Yeah, of course. And like you said, Sajith, I truly believe it is that spark. Some people have that spark in them. And it's only when you believe in the bigger purpose, like you said, you knew you had a bigger purpose. And that's what people kept telling you all this while. So what is the purpose now when you're coming up with something which the world probably hasn't heard, seen, dreamt? But we all have in the later years, heard this word a lot, manifestation. Sometimes it feels like, wow, it's a buzzword. Maybe it's a genius innovation, or it's a gimmick. We don't know. So where are we heading, and what's your purpose with the whole app that you're launching with Unlimits that you're going to launch to the world?
So I'll break this down into 3 parts, I think. First, I'll start with explaining, I would say, the science of manifestation, because it is a misunderstood word. Some people will say is woo-woo. It doesn't just happen. You put a
Yeah.
picture. I guess when The Secret came out, all it said was you put up pictures, it happens magically
Yeah.
to you. People get disappointed.
Right.
So if I were to say it in a very layman's perspective, there is a part of the brain called the reticular activation system. In coaching, it's called RAS.
Okay.
So what happens is, now let's say, for example, you decide today to buy a Tesla. You go to the showroom, and when you're out in the road, you suddenly start to notice Teslas.
Right.
Because your reticular activation has woken up and you're noticing things you wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Right.
Another example is, I keep telling people is, let's say that you're on a flight and you have someone sitting next to you. Usually when we travel, we put on headphones and we want to be in our own space. We don't make conversation. Someone says hi and you figure out he's a chef. You say very good. And then the flight goes by and it's over.
Right.
Now imagine that you knew, or you had a vision, or you put a picture, or you know you want to open a restaurant in 5 years.
Yeah.
Now you're on the plane, there is a chef, the whole conversation changes because something in the back, your little activation system says, this person, either I'll pick his brain, understand what it is. And sometimes a lot of people who have clarity will make them partners, or they open doors, or saying, you're thinking of this cuisine, do this.
Right.
So if I were to say it, that basically is the simplest way to look at what manifestation is.
Right.
It's attracting outcomes because you already know. It's like a GPS.
Right.
And many of us live life by just driving. But if you don't know where you're headed, you tend to just drive along. So those are the simpler ways of looking at it. For my journey, when I started Idea Spice as a design company first and a branding firm, very early we decided we don't want to work with multinationals.
Okay.
We only want to work with SME local entrepreneurs, which is also a tough market because these are price sensitive, money conscious. In Dubai, I think 80% would be Indian entrepreneurs who don't understand design. So when we started 23 years back, I'm getting it for free from my printer. What is a logo mean?
Yeah.
So we went the route of 2-3 things. One is we're going to transform companies, not just make good looking logos. Second was, we looked at the second generation who've been to UK, US, come back. They understand design, marketing, and probably they don't get along with the early generation. So we became a bridge and we started applying coaching principles, though we were billing for design.
Okay.
And we started working on transforming these companies, change management, looking at the employees, making them think of the consumer, understanding how do you increase your price point. And competition is coming, how do you stand apart? So as that went along, one of the biggest tools I started using is helping them also to get clarity of vision.
Okay.
Is where are you headed as a company? What's going to happen in the next 5 years or 10 years? And how do your employees get aligned with your vision? So that became a passion area. So I started soaking myself in the space of coaching to serve my clients. I probably did workshops with Anthony Robbins and Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy. There was a program in the US called One Coach. Then I got into becoming a master practitioner in NLP. So these were all first started off as tools to help my design skills, saying that I'm not a guy who's about font and color. If I'm a transformation expert, I've got to mix a bit of McKinsey. I've got to mix a bit of coaching, design. So when that started happening, over time, I started realizing I love this transformation more than just the design. I've been designing since 91 now, from 1991. So for me, it's second nature. But this was more exciting where you sit with the client, you understand their pain point, become their best friend, you're advising, and it goes after the project is over. And you see the transformation and how thankful they are. And some clients have stayed with us for 23 years because you're constantly evolving with them.
Right.
And when this happened, at some point, I realized that what I'm doing or what I'm working with clients, there is always your time is always a limiting resource.
Constraint,
And there's only so much you can do. And same thing of maybe I'm meant for something else. And quite interestingly, my daughter would keep telling me, I feel you're also meant for something much bigger. I think she was a new reminding mentor, I would say, in my life. And so that time when I started looking at the vision aspect, and I saw that everybody's heard of manifestation vision, but how to use it, how to simplify it, I started teaching this.
Okay.
And I did this with CEOs, with kids. Then after a point, I took it online. When COVID came, Zoom was fine. So I must have done this with thousands of people. I went to design festivals where people don't understand, they don't think about money or future. I did a workshop. I asked for a small room to do experiment on, does it work here? And I remember it was a 20-25 people that signed up. I think 15 minutes in, the room started filling. There were almost 100 people at the end of it. A lot of the newspaper articles and LinkedIn posts of the whole festival was about this workshop. So I felt there's something.
Yeah.
So, and these workshops I would do, a lot of it is our subconscious tells us not possible.
Yes.
While you start, there is always a voice behind says, yeah, how can I think so big?
Yeah.
Even a simple thing like if I want to lose weight, I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
My metabolism is messed up. My parents are both overweight. I don't know what happened to me. I'm an employee. I can't become a business person. There are so many things which come in. How will I make $1 million? How can I be a billionaire?
Right.
So a lot of the workshop would go into bypassing the subconscious. Then the whole science of how do you look at the past programming. So I was getting into all these.
Yeah.
And then I realized that again, when you're doing it in smaller groups and you've got to be present, it takes 2-3 hours to even get them to a vision space. So I had this radical idea saying that can I push this whole transformation in minutes? Because it is a universal problem. It's kids, it's companies, it's homemakers, or even older people at 60 say now, like my mom often tells me, what you're doing now, how do I change my habits now?
Right.
So for this universal problem, if I can remove the woo-woo aspect, if I can remove the coaching aspect, and can I make it like a Spotify for transformation? And if we looked at 2 buckets of people, one is people who have a lot of dreams, but don't do anything about it. I have these, but life is passing by and you're constantly regretting. There is the other ones who are just doers, who are in the rat race, who have forgotten to dream.
Right.
So we said if we can turn dreamers into doers and doers into dreamers, and that subset will become an app.
Yeah.
Then it was the science of how do you create technology which simplifies it without being overwhelming. It allows people to get in and make this small little thing called optimal discomfort.
Okay.
So optimal discomfort is you go a little bit out of your comfort zone, but it's easy.
Yeah.
It's not like, for example, if I'm thinking of opening a cafe one day, if you tell me to make a business plan, do this thing, they'll say, it's not going to happen. But if I say just spend 5 minutes, go to Pinterest and take 5 pictures of what your cafe is going to look like. Now it's a step.
Yeah.
So this whole science, and then what I was at that time trying to do is, can I take dreams? Can we look at technology? Can I simplify it? And around this time when this quest was happening for 2-3 years, the whole AI thing burst open.
Right.
So again, I feel it's almost like AI came for me. It was again the universe saying, look, here's your solution, and started building language models. We started putting in almost every single coach's transformation technique to be interactive. So we built that in, and where we are right now is we managed to take it like a very simple solution, which gets someone to come in and almost like a coach. And a good coach will not give you a solution.
Yeah.
A good coach does something called mirroring and then puts a torch.
Yeah.
A mirror is listens to you, soaks it in and says it back in one sentence. Is this what you're saying?
Yeah.
And then you say, yeah, you heard me.
Right.
And he puts a torch, or he or she puts a torch and says, what do you think of this? And then you move forward. So we wanted a model, like if you go to GPT, you write, it'll give you a full solution.
Yeah.
We want an interactive thing which makes you coach yourself, because the longest transformation happens when you're doing it yourself, where you have somebody you can talk to or you can chat with. Within 5 steps moves you to a doing phase. That is the tough part, to build empathy into AI. So I think we took 2 years to get to that phase, to create something which does that.
Yeah.
So the process is you come in, it asks you, do you have a dream? There are people who forget or don't have a dream. So there are AI suggests you based on your age, what you are when you've logged in.
Yeah.
You select a dream, it asks you as a coach, when do you want it? So it's a simple question that, okay, I should put a commit to a date to it. As soon as you do that, it's picked up your age, picked up stuff, and it projects you to the future.
Okay.
And the subconscious works when you see it in already achieved state.
Yeah.
So we've embedded NLP. It writes your future using your age and different stuff. And you also see visuals of you in the future in a few seconds. And then it says, okay, do you want to achieve it? Where the coach or the advisor, in that it's called an advisor, which asks you a few questions and you speak or interact. And at the end of 5, it says, okay, make this happen. It breaks it down into small bite-sized things for you to do on a daily basis.
Okay.
And then it works with you till you achieve it. So our notifications are designed on edge cases. So I'm somebody who'll procrastinate 3 times. It then finds out that you are a procrastinator. So the languaging changes to nudge you away from it, breaks it down smaller, and it keeps learning. And we build these threads where it picks up. So let's say you start off by saying that I want to go to the gym. And then you start that after 3 months, after a few dreams, you say, I want to climb Kilimanjaro. It cross-references, say you're already going to the gym. You can do this. And you can add accountability partners.
Okay.
So if I'm making a dream house, I can add my wife and do this together. If it's a holiday, I can add the kids to it. So it starts to become like a crowdsourced dream.
Yeah.
And you can see what your accountability partners are doing. So we're starting with the basic version which already does all this. And then it keeps adding on. And I think around that time, I would say the best story of manifestation is, so in my transformation for myself, I think a lot of this is based on
your own journey.
Things I was trying out for myself. I think I probably reset a lot of things by doing it slowly, and doing this 1% change, probably on a daily basis.
Right.
I think even today I will look at, what is not working for me and how do you constantly evolve. So that time, my weight loss, my financial relations, all with this person called Paul McKenna. His books, he had these transformational trances where you can listen at night and you can self-program yourself.
Yeah.
And I would say a lot of my changes were because of his book. So for me, it was like, my God, it was a big solution. So when I made the app, I designed with a picture of him in the app saying he's going to be on the app.
Okay.
No idea how, what, and he's the number one mind reprogrammer in the world.
Yeah.
What's he going to do on my app? So I put this in, and there was somebody who was working with me as a coach who's now my co-founder. And he asked me, how come you have Paul's picture on it? So I said, no, the missing piece in anybody's subconscious is past reprogramming.
Right.
And to fulfill that for me as a solution, I need to get Paul on it. And he said, look, I was in Mind Valley and I was heading coaching and I've interviewed Paul. I have his number. Shall we take a shot? Can you make a video saying how he's transformed your life? So I did a video and he WhatsApped Paul, and we just said, no, Hail Mary, let's just send it out there. And after 5 minutes, Paul calls.
Okay.
Saying, this is a sign from God.
Yeah.
I'm in Dubai now.
Oh, wow.
And I want to meet this guy. And the next day, and he was staying 5 minutes from the office. So we met Paul, and then I shared this dream, what I'm doing and how far we have gone. And he said, I shared a demo of the AI of how we've taken coaching, even uses principle into it.
Yeah.
So he said, this is transformational. I want to be part of it.
Wow.
So Paul's now recorded transformational modules for the kids. He's the voice of the app. He's working with us. And so that's how it's been.
Lovely.
So where I'm at now is we've now done multiple testing. In fact, I built one version, which actually we did the beta testing. It was quite overwhelming because I built something where you have to look at all aspects of your life. It's like a vision board equivalent.
Yeah.
So it should be the 12 aspects. And then we tested it and people found it super overwhelming because we had tags for every possible thing you could do. We had created imagery. We had done the AI for, it was a very complex backend. And the test groups said, look, I just want to reduce sugar, or I want to start going to the gym, or I want to make my mom happy. People had very simple dreams. And I realized I was probably making it for myself. Like, I live my life with all the details. And I think the biggest mistake you do as a tech co-founder is you try and do something which pleases you.
Yeah.
And after 2 years of work, it was like, so I took 3-4 days to process that, maybe I've got it wrong. And then we did a few focus groups. Forget the app, forget this. Let's just get coaches and see how do you transform people. So we were observing these different age groups, different things. And most people just want to take one dream. And the moment you achieve one, it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
It's a win. So we went back and we redesigned this whole thing like the solution we gave. So now the tech is done. We've now got our team together and just got approved a few days back on Apple Store, Google. We're doing the final bugs and infrastructure.
Right.
And in a week or so, the app goes live.
Yeah.
And then there are these upgrades happening. So quite exciting.
Exactly.
In my mind, I feel it's going to be a transformational
Of course. It sounds like, and I think great to know that, like you said, you have been a process guy, someone who believes in processes. And I think manifestation is about that. You have an end product in mind, but what is more important is the process, how you go about
100%.
it. And you need to believe in that journey. You need to believe in that process. Like you spoke about yourself, how you ended up doing something like this. It was an entire journey. So what about people? Because you have these two sets you're trying to merge and say, okay, these are the dreamers and the doers, and we want someone who can do both probably. How would the app help them believe, or you would say focus on the process and not lose? You know, what happens when the process is slightly
Sure.
longer, be it hitting the gym or getting married to your dream partner. If it takes more time, which sometimes it does, you lose interest or you lose focus, or you feel, oh no, it's unbelievable. I was just, you're not ready to push yourself beyond
Sure.
the limit. So when you say unlimits, how is that going to help us unlimit ourselves from those time constraints and, from the process being longer or the challenges being there? Is it
Sure.
going to give us a breakthrough?
When we were doing research and we were observing people who have tried to transform,
Yeah,
everybody has an intention.
true.
So you look at the science, like if you look at vision boarding, people talk
Hmm.
about vision boarding and manifestation. One of the drawbacks of a vision board is, let's say you build this massive dream house and all these things, you tend to get married to the future and you don't enjoy the journey. So, but if you make the journey fun and you celebrate the little wins, so we looked
Right.
at reversing it and pushing it in a small way where the journey is more fun than the outcome. And that's
Right.
usually when you start to see these little changes. So the app is actually designed for optimal discomfort, for little things.
Yeah.
We've gamified it.
Okay.
We've also, in one of the updates, which is coming, I would say in a few weeks, where we have challenges where, for example, some people, and everybody dreams differently.
Yeah.
So some people just want to close their eyes and you have a voice which tells you, and while that voice is speaking to you, you see the dream.
Yeah.
Some people are very clear on their dream, but they haven't acted on it.
Right.
Some people are, like you look at the typical CEO will say, look, I know my dream, get me to action.
Hmm.
So they want to dream from an action
Right.
standpoint. So the important thing is to be flexible to different things. A lot of the kids nowadays are more focused on smaller wins.
Yeah.
A larger percentile is not looking at way ahead, but how do you change that? So the app has been designed, one, to not look like a coaching app.
Okay.
So it's got to look fun. It's got to
Yeah.
be very easy to get in. And the moment you go inside and you see that it's very easy for me to take these steps and it's not overwhelming me with too many steps. So if I'm giving you few things to do today and just enough for 1 week, and that week keeps upgrading. So when I come back and my wins are opening doors for me,
Right.
and it's giving me levels and points, and you're comparing with your friends. So like Duolingo, you learn a language, but they
Yes.
made language learning fun.
Right.
So that's the equivalent way of looking at. So we've
Okay.
spent a lot of effort to say it can't be the same, but
Right.
also the language models we've built
Mm-hmm.
is designed to change based on the person, the age group,
Right.
how you're interacting. So unlike a typical AI model, you don't type and it gives you a standard solution. It's picking up on you. It's learning, it's taking feedback. And the notifications are designed to nudge you. And we've put a lot of science of neurolinguistic programming,
Okay.
where you start to see yourself in the future.
Yeah.
You start to believe it's possible. And it also gives you things like double binders, where you have two options. You choose one to act forward.
Lovely.
So there's a lot of these sciences, but it's built in a very simple way. I think the best example is like the Navy SEALs speak about, you wake up in the morning and they ask them to just make the bed. And that's called a window habit. Just by making the bed, you feel that the day is going to, you've ticked the box off.
Yeah.
So as soon as you interact, it's giving you these domino effects to start getting these small wins.
Okay.
I would say the simplest thing is we've simplified the dream to reality process.
Yeah.
And we've studied probably hundreds of books. And if you look at all the self-help books around the world, it's built on a few principles. On one, desire, having clarity, breaking into steps, changing your habits, finding accountability partners.
Right.
So if you look at, say, Think and Grow Rich, you look at any of the Anthony Robbins book, it talks about the languaging you're speaking to yourself.
Yes.
So this whole principle is broken down into 3 steps in our app. One is to dream. So
Yeah.
you're setting your journey. Second is to manifest, where you change your inner alignment. And third is to achieve. So all these books we just simplified into a 3-step process.
Okay, great. And Sajith, you said that even in your steps, the first step is dream. And for some people, because they are creative, because they can visualize, they can dream, they can imagine, it's easy.
Sure.
Does the gamify aspect that you mentioned help people who find it difficult to visualize, difficult to dream, how would it be like? So they
100%.
probably have their goal as a one sentence,
Yeah.
and they don't know. And the reason that they are not convinced is also maybe because they are not able to put a picture to it.
Sure.
So the gaming, I'm quite intrigued to know that you're doing something like this. And I probably, being the imaginative person that
Sure.
I am having now 10 different thoughts of how it would look like. So help us understand how this gamify effect would help people who find it difficult to visualize
Sure.
their dreams.
So I think it's a very good question, because people are all different kind of personalities.
Yeah.
Some people are visual.
Yes.
Some people are auditory.
Yeah.
Some people are kinesthetic. They
Sure.
go with feelings.
Exactly.
And some people like to read. So the app, when you get into it, there is also a chat which you can speak to.
Okay.
I can come inside and there's an AI advisor which speaks to you, and it can break down your steps for you.
Right.
So the app does your visualization for you. It also writes. So some people get excited with vision. Some people get excited with pictures.
Right.
And you also have an option to just listen to an audio. I don't want to dream.
Right.
I want to go in there, close my eyes. And we have also the voice of Paul McKenna, which is the #1 voice for manifestation. So as soon as you close your eyes, your dream pops up. It's designed to make you see what you want.
Right.
So it gives you different pathways to get to it. And if you're confused, you use AI advisor,
Right.
where you just speak or type and it breaks it down for you and helps you. So the app does your visualization.
Okay.
And we've also added a feature where you can take your picture and you put it, and you can see yourself seeing the northern lights, or
Oh, wow.
you see yourself in the dream. And of course, the upgrades are coming, because AI is also on a weekly basis changing.
Right.
Within a few months, you'll see a video of your future. So we're going to be keeping on getting these upgrades into that.
So if I have been manifesting to meet Shah Rukh Khan, which I have been doing for so many years, can I see myself meeting Shah Rukh Khan?
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, that would be awesome to do that. But I think with that, one concern which the audience always comes back is security.
Sure.
We all are using technology and AI nowadays, but we still have that doubt how much
Yeah.
is safe is the question. So when it comes to an app where probably we'll be sharing our personal information, even goals, dreams, even aspects which we feel are hidden from the society, we may feel comfortable sharing it
Sure.
with the AI at a certain point when we get that comfort. But then the fear is it is safe.
Sure.
Yeah. So what's your take on that? How much is safe and how much is safe with Unlimits?
Sure. Very good question again. I think fantastic homework, because with AI now, you also get these two sides where people
Yeah.
are scared. Especially now when you make a global app, you have to first think of data, because now there's GDPR.
Yeah.
It's such important rules of what data is. So even the backend has to be designed, which allows the user to know what cookies and preferences you're giving. I can toggle it off when you want. So for example, even on GPT, you have to put off your data sharing, because there's an option in that which says that can you use the app to let the app learn.
Yes.
So people don't know that. You can go in and put your data sharing off, because otherwise it's public knowledge. So even the server which we have built on whichever models we are working, because we're using multiple models of generative AI,
Yeah.
audio, video, text is all coming in there. So we built our own server where it stays in. And one of the key things we decided also as an organization in the beginning, it's a core principle, because in the long run, we look at apps like say Meta or I mean all of them, Instagram and Facebook and stuff. The biggest currency is the data,
Yes.
because you get very precise data. Now imagine this app, let's say 3 years ahead, you will know who wants to buy a car, who wants to go on a holiday. It's even more precise.
Yes.
So one decision we've taken even before we've gone to investors is we are not going to sell this data.
Okay.
And we're not going to monetize the data. Whereas instead what we're going to do in the future when we get to the spaces, like on Pinterest, when you see a picture, there's an option to buy and convert it.
Right.
So the idea is to then get a market space where we go and strike deals with gyms, with holidays and stuff
Okay.
at a lower price than outside, because when the volume gets into that. So instead of data sharing, our idea is to get deals for the consumers.
Okay.
Where if I want to make a dream a reality, and we're building these agent AIs, which can do I want to plan a dream holiday. So we've already built in, if I want to convert it into reality, we've built these bots which will then talk to you, how many people, how many days,
Okay.
do you want this kind of a, so it talks to you and it makes your full plan. And the next phase is where agents will do your booking for you. The idea is there's no excuse to not convert to this.
Yeah.
But the whole premise is built on data being secure and not being given out, and users having a decision, what consent, what cookies, what I can put off. It's all given up front. So we've taken a lot of focus, especially because after a point, once you get closer to the AI, you're going to be sharing a lot of details
Yes.
which are intimate to you.
Yes.
So you have the option of knowing, like on Pinterest again, which is private, which is the public board. Where do I want to share a dream? And this is a dream which is, say some people want to share that I have public speaking fear. I don't want to talk about it, but I've got it.
Yeah.
So that becomes a closed dream which is private, and you have an option to toggle those.
Okay. In that case, would that still be saved in the...
It stays,
It will be.
yeah.
Okay, got it. Yes, of course. I mean, those are the challenges or probably the areas that we have to be more aware of.
Yeah.
So it is also about making people aware of their rights. This
100%.
is a whole new world in itself, and we are new citizens of the AI world. So I think somewhere as being a tech founder, do you think the tech world has the responsibility of making the citizens aware of their rights and of the threats that are there in the AI?
100%. I think even if they don't want to in today's world, you have to. Because even large companies like Facebook, Amazon had massive lawsuits from Ireland, some in the billions of dollars. So most startups now are aware. They're putting a lot of precautions into it. There's a whole lot of processes for it.
Okay.
So even if they don't want to, they have to.
They have.
So it's a given, this thing. And even if a startup tech founders listening to this, I think data compliance, data protection should be the first thing you look at when you start off.
Great. Of course. So coming to awareness, Sajith, we'll move a little towards on your personal front. How aware is your family and the members towards the power of manifestation? Is it something that everyone believes? That's like in your DNA of the family that you all believe in it and you love the process? Or it's something that you've been driving and still trying to figure out a way to make it a part and parcel of their life? So where is the standing on the personal front?
No, I think all of us are completely aligned, and that's one of the wins. Because one thing which I also think that if, say, one person is driven on a journey of growth and you're reading, tends to be a gap in the relationship. Let's say evolving at a certain pace and other people are not keeping up.
Yes.
So one key thing which we do is sharing what's happening. So if I went for this breakthrough weekend where there was a massive transformation for me. So the next time my wife went for the same thing.
Yeah.
BNI gave me a lot of value. So my wife is joined BNI. So we try and make sure we're aligned, and also sharing of these are my learnings today. And the kids, since they were growing up, have made vision boards when we were doing most of their birthdays. They make mind maps of what they're trying to achieve in the next year. And we discuss things. We also speak about simple aspects which I pick up from books. Say, for example, Anthony Robbins speaks about your language defines you.
Yeah.
So if you say, I'm overwhelmed with work, your whole body sort of tells you that. Whereas the same thing, if you say, I've got a lot of work, I have to plan.
Yes.
It's a complete different programming to your mind.
Right.
If I say the word, I hate, say, if I say I hate having healthy food. So that hate is already kept it away.
Yeah.
Saying that I don't really like it, but I'm not sure. It's a very different trigger point internally.
Right.
So the languaging was taught very early for kids.
Okay.
And if you say things like, honestly speaking, so that's a ghost word. So how to not use ghost words or something. And we also, with both of us, me and my wife, we spoke, with the kids in this part of the world in Dubai. It's a place where you have instant gratification.
Yes.
Where you want something, I get it fast. Or you compare with other people saying so-and-so has it. So since they were kids, it was always taught that you have delayed gratification. You want to buy a PlayStation, then, okay, this is how much it is. So my son had to sell paintings, earn it, or do different stuff, save it over a period of time, and then buy it by himself.
Right.
Or the moment you say, they have this, I want it, that one item you're not going to get ever. Whereas if you come and give an argument saying, I want this, because of this, it'll help me with this, or I'm thinking of this, I'd love to have it for myself. So it is more internalized.
Right.
The locus of control was always taught to be internal.
Okay, great.
So yeah, that's what my daughter, when she finished her 12th, she got the Sheikha Fatima Award from here. And that was, a lot of it was to do with her, how she deals with other people, her empathy.
Right.
So I would say with both kids, both me and my wife are proud of the fact that the emotional quotient is extremely high. The people skills, of being able to talk to a staff or a security or remember their names, etc., is very, very different.
Amazing. And I think that's a great achievement, Sajid, more than what you would find pride in. I mean, of course, your ventures are your babies equally, but I think as a parent, when you see your kids reflecting on, what you wanted them to, it's amazing. So
Sure.
it's great. And I think they would by now already be ambassadors of Unlimits, because
Sure.
they have been a part of this process where they learned to dream, learned to plan the goal, and then take actions, which is
Sure.
the 3-step process of Unlimits. And I trust everybody would love to know that once the application is
Sure.
out.
No, I think the whole family has been the biggest ambassadors. For example, my wife has stepped up and she's running Idea Spy so I can free my time. And she's working a lot harder because she has to run the operations of the company and
Right.
make enough time for me to get deeper into it. It's like a startup mode again.
Right.
From me. And so I overlook stuff. I come in for the key projects, but she's driving it. My daughter and son have been aware of the project since the beginning. They probably are also the best constructive critics. So they test the app. They'll give me feedback from the age. So she's now here for summer. She's doing internship with Unlimits.
Okay.
A lot of
great.
her friends from her college are doing internship with Unlimits. So she's driving that. So my son tests it. He is also very good with AI, and both of them are, I would say, way ahead of the curve with AI, knowing how to push the language models, how to generate AI.
Right.
So they also get involved with ideation, how to launch it. So they are up there. And I think us as a family, everybody is quite excited about the journey. And
Great.
I think one thing you said, for me, I think more than just the product, the biggest inspiration is when you get to a certain level of success. Also at my age, you tend to sort of think of retiring and slowing down. For me, if I can teach the kids that, how do you think bigger?
Yeah.
How do you not limit your beliefs or your purpose, would be the biggest lesson or the biggest takeaway on this journey. That you've reached a certain stage, can you create something which is way bigger, impacting a larger audience?
Right. I think that's your bigger purpose. And that's so pure, Sajid, because when we are talking of the future generation or the future, I think this is so important that we, like you said, don't get confined to our comfort zone. We need to think big, and we need to think big not just in terms of scale, but again in terms of purpose or the impact. So if everybody is thought to be an impactpreneur and believe that every seed of thought that you're dropping in the universe is planting into a beautiful future, I think that's what you're doing. And it's amazing that you're doing it by coaching, with your own journey, by being a model and ambassador to many, and now with this application which is going to transform the way for masses and not confined. So amazing, and congratulations and good luck for that. We're really looking forward. So Sajid, we'll move on to a little section which is my personal favorite. It's a rapid fire.
Sure.
We'll have some questions for you, and we would want you to be quick. We know you're the creative person and you don't really need so much of thoughts, but yeah, whatever you feel is the right answer intuitively, you can flash it down. Great. So we'll start with the rapid fire. One book, and you are a reader, we know that now. One book that changed the way you work.
Sure. I think for me, Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. Yeah. So that book, I almost used it like a textbook.
Okay.
So I had annotations, wrote it, I have a book next to it. So that really transformed or started my journey for self-help or transforming myself was Unlimited Power.
Okay, great. New superpower for entrepreneurs.
Resilience. Is entrepreneur is a tough journey. It's always going to be a tough journey, but I think the biggest superpower is bouncing back and learning from what happened, celebrating failure, which culturally we're not geared towards.
Yes.
So I would say resilience.
Great. Biggest branding myth, because coming from a branding expert, we'd like to hear that.
So the biggest branding myth is just a good looking logo. Whereas branding is understanding your consumers and looking at all the touch points where you can connect and emotionally have a emotional connect with your consumers. So it's not just a good looking logo. It's really engaging, connecting and differentiating such that the consumer wants to work with you.
Right. So the core basically. Yeah. Favorite AI tool under the hood?
Again, for different reasons. For anything which is written, for me, still I feel ChatGPT with its deep research and the fact that you can create bots is still my favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
And for creating visuals, earlier it was Midjourney, but now ChatGPT's really stepped up its game there, and along with Sora, everything which is in that. So I think they've got a complete game. But I think in the last few weeks, Google has really also, it's catching up. The kind of video productions they're coming with VO, it's fantastic.
So if I would have asked this question 3 years later, favorite AI tool?
It's going to be crazy because every week things are changing.
Yeah.
So even to just keep up, I probably spend half an hour just tracking what's happening in the AI world on a daily basis now.
Okay, great. Target beta user for Unlimits in one sentence.
Our first target users are going to be the self-help community.
Okay.
People who are willing to change, who are ready, who are reading books, people like you who understand manifestation, who hear the word and say, yes, I want a solution. So we're going to focus on a smaller cohort of people who are believers.
Okay.
And then the ripple effect will go out.
Amazing. Okay. We did touch upon this. Manifestation in 5 minutes, in one word. Is it a genius or a gimmick?
It's a science. It's really aligning and being prepared to receive.
Okay.
And also knowing what you want.
Right.
And when that desire is there, the whole universe actually does conspire. And that's not just a film dialogue.
Yeah.
It's really energy. And I think we're all made up of energy. If you look at quantum physics, it is energy. So when you meet somebody, suddenly you tend to like them immediately.
Yeah.
That's because you're aligned with their energy and their intentions.
Yeah.
So really manifestation is sending out the right energy. And also the key important thing is believing you are good enough to receive. A lot of people put things out there, but they feel it's not going to happen to me. So you also have to work on the fact that you believe that you are destined to receive.
Yeah.
And that mindset also has to shift for that to work.
Amazing. This is my favorite topic. I'm going to come back to that.
Sure.
If Unlimits had a theme song or a jingle, what genre would it be? Or would you like to create something on the spot?
I don't. I would say more than a genre. If I think of a musician, I would think of Hans Zimmer.
Okay.
And if I would think of his soundtracks from Inception, there's one called Time, where the music actually goes deeper and deeper.
Okay.
So I would think of Hans Zimmer as my manifestation for music. In fact, I believe that he's going to at some point create a score for us.
Oh, wow. So, lovely. So I think we are already keeping that for future.
Yes.
And we'll probably come back to this episode and see that you said this and
100%.
you made that happen. Wonderful. So Sajith, talking about energy, like I said, that's my favorite topic. And you said that it's the energy, or you need to be a believer, like you said, your first set of people who believe that they are open to receive. And, whatever is happening, all the clues that we are getting, whether we're meeting someone on the plane or coming across something while we are scrolling an Insta ad, it's all trying to give us some sign. Anything from your personal experience, an incident that probably was a game changer for you and you felt great that I believed in it, that I took this sign, otherwise I would have lost the feat?
If I look back, I think my whole life has been a set of signs. And from childhood, I felt that there's a strong belief that everything which happens, good or bad, is for making me better. It's almost like the whole world is conspiring to make sure things work out. And I think everything I shared in my story, from my mentor coming to speak on campus, me loving his energy, and going for an interview and saying, I don't want a job, I just want an apprenticeship for 4 years, and him saying, yes, come on board. I was about to leave for Australia and I got admission and scholarship, and him saying, you're destined again for something bigger, you stay back and set up a new division within the company, you make mistakes on my expense, I'll send you to IIM for me to decide instantly and make it happen. Coming to Dubai, the IKEA aspect, me getting my first gig. I think everything, even from me, somebody was coaching me, making him co-founder, Paul McKenna coming in, my CTO who's come in and he's magically transformed a whole bunch of things. It's all, I would say a lot of it is based on seeing the signs and be able to act on it, because things pass you by, but if you don't act on it, it's not going to happen. So I think my life has always been about amazing things coming. And I think my wife calls it the Peter Pan principle. She still says that I have kept this childlike openness because things happen. Yes, in business, you will have people who mess with you, who probably don't stay on their word or lie to you. But if you decide not to get cynical and see the good in people and choose not to change, and you allow people to make one mistake or to mess it up, and you can keep the child in you alive. And I think I'm seeing that because one of the best results of the startup is I feel like a kid again. Everything is otherwise so comfortable. Now you're back to being a startup, working long hours, getting into an area which you have way out of your comfort zone. So that also brings out the child in you. And this also happening, I feel, is a sign. And I believe this app will transform the world, but we may not get it right once, twice, thrice. It's possible that the journey is going to be tough. But once your clarity is there, in my mind, I'm very clear that 1 billion dreams are going to get transformed with this. And I'm going to stay at it till it happens.
Amazing. And I think that's so beautiful because in today's world, like you very rightly said, the challenges are much more. We meet different people and we get disappointed very soon. If you see, we want everything instant, the word rapid, the word instant, be it kids or ourselves.
Sure.
And we lose hope. And like I believe there's nothing like, you cannot survive on a half faith model. There is nothing like a half faith. Whether you would have faith completely 100%, like a full glass of water, or no faith. There's nothing midway. So if this app can help people believe that, yes, the universe is there with you, you just need to believe in it. And like you said, there will be failures. Accept it with a smile. Look at the positive side. We are just transforming the whole world into beautiful souls. And irrespective how soon or later they achieve their goal, if your app is transforming them to believe in the miracle of energy, power, positive thinking, and convert them into those beautiful souls, indeed, what a job you're doing. I mean, I just have no words for it. It's amazing to see how this would be more than technology, more than AI, more than it would be a mentor in their life, to guide them towards that, accepting the beautiful part, even in the most ugly situation.
I think you said it beautifully. It is designed not to be an AI tool. It's designed to almost be like a conscience, a catalyst. And we also are staying very carefully away from, like I said, anything woo-woo or this. It's purely, let's simplify the journey for you. If you're stuck and you have dreams, let's break it down into 3 steps. It's that simple. And we will help you based on what you are. Will not be prescriptive where some people are scared, some people don't have a low risk appetite, but it's going to adapt to you. So it's a solution which is bespoke and you can adapt to it. So that's the way we've built it. And for sure, that's what drives purpose, right? And we're seeing the right people get attracted. So we're also being very careful with who we hire, who the investors are. So because I believe in this whole thing of energy, you've got to attract people who also want to change the world.
Definitely.
So already in the last few months, the kind of people who have come together, the energy is brilliant. So it's so exciting going to office, sitting and brainstorming with a bunch of people who all want to change the world. And that allows you to do 100 times what you can do with a much smaller team.
Of course. So a great team, a great mission, a great launch pad for a lot of dreamers out there. Lastly, for everybody to connect, is there going to be a cost involved as people get onto the app? How much of that would, because of course there might be some content or some support which will be free, and then there would be, like you said, advanced version. So how is it going to work with the initial launch?
So the model we are working on, one, it runs on AI, like all AI apps, there's a lot of tokens. So there's only so much you can give for free. So when you come onto the app, it allows you to go through one complete dream experience for free. Which is, you try it, you see how a dream is made, you have enough tokens to create a visualization, break it into steps. You work with it. And even if you don't convert to a subscriber, that stays with you. You work on your tasks and that's a continuing thing. But after that, it's a $10 subscription, which gives you enough of credits, approximately between 3 to 5 dreams a month, which is what we've studied people will be able to work with. and then you want to top up tokens.
Hmm.
So you can buy $5, $10. It's like a fuel.
Okay.
It's like a dream fuel.
Right.
If I want to go deeper into, say, the discussion, I like the AI advisor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically built on an average of being able to go deep into 3 to 5 dreams every month. And that's the thing. So around $10 per month is what we're looking at.
Right.
And we're also building for companies, because the biggest reason employees leave is not the salary, it's stagnation.
Yes.
So the app, what it does is also it transforms. It gets people to start thinking. So what the idea we have is to go sit with CHROs in the beginning, understand company values and build it into the AI. It helps people to start thinking of other things or balance of life and what can I do in the company. And it also gets into that. So we're also looking, and we're already speaking to a lot of larger organizations to build this for organizations, because it starts to transform that. So there are multiple spin-offs which will be happening with this.
Right. Great. So I think finally, before something which we would have probably started with, but I wanted to work it, like you said, backwards, like the app works.
Sure.
Why Unlimits? What made you choose this name for the super app?
Very, very lucky to get the name, because it is so simple. Because we want to get something, people are limited in their thinking.
Right.
And there is constraints which are there. We wanted something which makes you feel that I can do anything without limits. So it's an app which unlimits your life. It unlimits your future. It gives you a limitless life. And we got the name, we got to trademark it all over the world. We got the .com and the .ai. So it was right there in front of us. And usually very difficult to get such a simple, inspiring name. So we wanted something simple. Everybody can pronounce it anywhere in the world.
Right.
So that a lot of letters don't work for some part of the countries. Some places can't do an R or a P or a B, etc. So an Unlimits is something which is universal. It explains in a second what the app is.
Right.
And it's very soft. It's like a verb almost. So we can start making it into almost like a language, saying that, unlimit your future. So it unlimits your life.
Amazing. So beautifully said. So Unlimits, of course, we hope it unlimits the happiness and success for you and defines the purpose very beautifully to the world, because it's just not complex. Like you said, very simple. And we hope that the journey ahead for Unlimits, for your team, for your family, is also as simple and beautiful as you have envisioned this app to be for the amazing dreamers, believers, and the non-believers of the world. So good luck with that, Sajith. And thank you so much for bringing your story on the show, telling us about this app Unlimits. And we are looking forward to be there on your platform and making it big with our dreams.
No, thank you. Thank you for all the homework you've done. Amazing questions, very deep questions which made me think also. Great. So I love this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So viewers, if you need more information about the application Unlimits, please follow the link in the bio, and you can get in touch with Sajith Ansar for more details. Of course, there's lots more coming up on their page. So sign up for Unlimits and stay tuned. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.